It's not on YouTube yet. Good, I got it.
My name is Joe Marcoline, and my wife and I live and own and operate Walking Trout Farm, which is located in the middle of BLM land, about 45 minutes south of Taos. We grow 100% of our peppers, and we make hot sauce called the Taos Hum. We first moved to this property about 10, 11 years ago.
Wow,
Moved
look
on
at
the
that.
property, lived in a tent. We started to build our house, build greenhouses, and didn't know anything about farming and tried to learn how to become farmers. After the first winter, we lost our tent one time in a big snowstorm. Second winter, we lost it twice, and my wife decided no more living in a tent. So we started building faster. To get to the farm, you drive approximately 5 miles up in and out of a dry arroyo, which sometimes of the year can be 2-3 feet deep, raging torrent. The farm itself is, again, completely off the grid. We'll never be on the grid because of the location. But at the same time, the location is ideal for these long season peppers that we grow because we have the warm winds that move off of the Sangre de Cristos all night long, and the cold air is settled down by the Rio Grande. So we end up having longer, warmer nights than even a lower elevation at the Rio Grande. That means from the day you plant the pepper in the ground to the day you harvest the pepper itself is about 130, 140 days. All those are grown in houses such as this, which are single layer unheated plastic. And again, the plastic really holds humidity in, gives us a nice, humid, warm growing season into about November. We take our biggest and our prettiest peppers that we get, usually early in the season. We collect the seeds from those peppers, and those are our seeds for the next year. So we plant these out early January, and they're in our one heated greenhouse. We heat it with a wood-fired hot tub with a solar pump that pumps water about 3 gallons per minute around and keeps the beds at about 85 degrees when it's 15 degrees outside. We have big, beautiful starts that comes time to put them in these single layer plastic, maybe the end of March, early April, we have nice, big, healthy, strong plants, and then they'll go in and directly in the soil. So all of our plants are direct planted into the soil. Here at Walking Trout Farm, we use all certified organic products. We don't use any synthetic fertilizers or pesticides. The majority of our fertilizer is compost that we make here on the farm. We have horses and animals, and we grow grains, and we compost everything together for soil health and soil nutrition. So,
Taos Hum, make it stop.
Make it hot.
I'd like to order some hot sauce.
The winner of OK Google It tonight will be receiving some locally grown, hand-harvested, small batch
Nice of
Taos
them to
Hum
support you.
Make It Stop hot sauce, made from peppers that are grown without the use of any chemicals in the
Of course,
warm
they're getting good
soils on the west
advertising.
face of the Sangre de
All
Cristo
12 of the
Mountains.
people that watch.
Grown, hand-harvested, and blended by the folks at Walking Trout Farm in Taos, New Mexico. Get you
I
some.
can hear you again.
Taos Hum. Make it stop. Make it stop. Hot sauce, Taos Hum.
Make it hot.
Okay, Google It is filmed before a live webcast audience. Brought to you by Taos Hum Hot Sauce. This is a game show with my dad. He has questions that he's gonna ask, and if you're watching, you're in the game. Get your QWERTY ready to play. If you don't know the answer, then it's okay. You can Google it, just do it fast and get it in. First in the chat, the points will win. It's time for another round of OK Google It. Dad's in the Wings has 20 more questions for you out there. Share, share, share. Invite your friends to play. Meet you here, streaming live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, all over the place. Hey, Dad, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
So I saw a picture of you on Facebook with your new grandson. Was that today?
That was on Easter. They stopped by
Ah,
just a couple days ago.
that's a good Easter present.
Oh, it was wonderful. He's looking good. He, yeah, it's a special thing.
So we have my beautiful wife, Kethra, is in the top left corner there, as you can see, ready to keep score. This is my dad in the top right, Mr. Moore. I'm Mr. Moore Jr. here, and for those just tuning in for the first time for this is a game show. It's a trivia game show, and the competitors are the you. Whoever's watching. The first right answer in the chat will get the points. We do 3 rounds. The first round is 10 questions. The second round is 6 questions. The final round is 4 questions. The first round is worth 2 points each. Second round is worth 3 points each. And the third round is worth 4 points each. We do award a second place point. And for the first 2 rounds, if you get the first right answer, you have to sit out the next question to give other people a chance to get on the board. And I think that's all the rules. And we don't have as many people watching today as usual. Maybe that's a sign of spring. I think it's a good thing. Doesn't necessarily bode well for the show, but I think it bodes well for our civilization. That the sun's just setting here in the east, but out there's still some spring daylight going on out there, and I think people are getting out of the house for the first time in a while in a brand new way. It's good to see.
Definitely. It was nice here today. I got a lot of good porch time. Got to hang out with my birds, and a friend came by, and we sat and enjoyed the sunshine.
It is so nice. We were working in the yard yesterday. It was the first time I've really gotten dirty, but I'm in. I'm ready. I'm ready for all this. I get my second shot next Wednesday, and it's time to fully come on out of the shell.
Do we have enough to have a game?
I think we always have enough to have a game. Yeah, even if there's all we need is 2. All we need is 2 for a quorum.
All right. Okay, I'll go with that.
We got S&C is in the house. We got Ganjo in the house. Rob Tobin is in the house. I see Squigs in the house. Yeah, we got some players.
Okay, that's good. That's enough for me.
We got Carl. Carl just stepped in. He's game. Tech support just logged on. He says it takes 2 to Google. Yeah, as long as we have 2, we're fine. And even if we just even if we just had Ganjo in there, we could just test his knowledge. He could win, but he still has to play. We're not going to just default right to the end. You still got to get the questions there.
Well, the questions were made up today.
Oh, you just made them
With
today?
some of them yesterday, but just in the last couple days. So again, you can study the stuff I've been thinking about and how my brain goes from one thing to another.
Right. Platt Zap just stepped in. Good to see you, buddy. And Walking Trout Farm just logged in. We just watched a little bit of your mini documentary about your farm out there, and it just is. I could watch that over and over. It's just such a beautiful spread you got there. What an amazing operation. And yes, the winner of today's OK Google It will be receiving 2 free bottles of Taos Hum Hot Sauce. Here's some new varieties they have. The caramelized cayenne is amazing, and look at that packaging. I love the medallion. I'm going to make a necklace out of that. Now, this is one of our favorites here at home. I got to tell you, this is just, it's just so good. So good. This is another new flavor, peach habanero. Big fan. Big fan. Amazing hot sauce.
What was the name of the one? What was the name of the one you just held up?
This is the Peruvian yellow. It's not too hot, and it's just so bright and citrusy, and I don't know. It's just it really opens up your taste buds. It's a beautiful thing. Kether says, they got 2 people in the chat. Stephen Fisher and Kether Moore both said the same thing. The peach is the bomb. All right,
I want some of that peach.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, I say we definitely have a good field of players here for this game. Beautiful.
Well, good. That's great. Well, you want to start?
Let's dive in. I'm ready to learn.
All right, here we go.
Baseball. Just one more thing before, just so everybody knows. We are streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on YouTube. There's people hanging out in the Discord server. And anywhere that you're watching, your chats are all funneled to the YouTube stream. I am going to be basing the call on who gets it right first on the YouTube chat here on my iPad. Everybody's going to be seeing different chats. So if yours is first on yours but not on mine, this is going to be the final say, and I can go to this screen at any point in time if there's any questions. And but just so you know, if it does seem like you're way behind everybody else, refresh. You could always try watching on something else, but a lot of times just refreshing your browser wherever you're watching on will catch you up, will gain you a couple of seconds. Those couple of seconds could be the difference. So I think I've covered all the bases now. Round 1. Let the game begin.
All right, here we go. Baseball season started. Wonderful thing to see fans in the stands again and people playing America's game. So here's a baseball question. There's a guy out there playing Major League Baseball right now. Plays out on the West Coast. And he did something I don't think has ever been done before. I saw him within a half an hour, hit a long home run and pitch ball over 100 miles an hour. In other words, he pitched and hit. And I thought it's remarkable. And he's a good-looking young man, too. What's his name?
Yeah, a lot of times pitchers aren't known for their hitting abilities, which is interesting. Because you would think they'd be able to read the pitch like nobody else's business. It seems like a lot of... Go ahead.
The designated hitter. With the designated hitter, they don't even bat anymore.
Right, right.
He was batting second.
Why do you think that is, that the pitcher typically doesn't hit that as well?
because they don't practice it. They don't even, a lot of times, take bat and practice. They're getting paid for their arm, not for their bat.
Right, gotcha. It looks like a lot of people know the answer. I've never heard of them, but I'm seeing Ohani.
They need to spell it right.
Ohani.
I think there's a T in there.
Ah,
I think it's Ohtani. Tani.
is it OH?
Yeah. He's Japanese. One of two Japanese players in the league right now, I think.
Okay, so it looks like we do have a right answer in here. The first person to spell it correctly, and again, just to be sure, you're saying it's Ohtani.
I believe that's correct.
Otani. Carl Mead with the first points on the board. Way to go. First right answer. Second place point awarded to Squigs. Congratulations, you're on the board. Carl, you have to sit out the next question. Squigs, you can play on question number 2.
All right. Let's see. What quarterback is the guest host of Jeopardy this week?
What quarterback is the guest host of Jeopardy this week? Aaron Rodgers.
And that is correct.
Correctamundo. Let's see. Ganjo with the first right answer on the board with 2 points. And John Dotson, you get the second place point. Hold on just a second. There's reverb on our sound effects. I gotta cut that off. There we go. I got it.
Good job. I've had reverb for about 12 years. I don't know how to turn it off. All right.
Question number
Moving
3.
right along. Good job, Joe. All right. Give me the name of the chemical that crystallizes in your joints and creates that painful condition called gout.
There's a visual example.
There he is. My latest work of art.
Did you say chemical? The name of the chemical?
Yeah.
What is the name of the chemical that gets into your joints and causes the condition known as gout? No, there's still reverb on that. Where's that coming from? That's a mystery. Still doing it. Nope, we'll just have to live with it. I don't know. That's such a mystery. All right, we got a lot of good answers coming in. Calcium.
No.
Utica acid.
No, that's a place you get in New York.
Uric acid.
There you go. That's correct.
Some people might have been a victim of autocorrect on their phones there. You got to be careful with that. So let's see. Uric acid being the right answer. That puts Andy Gadiel on the board with the first right answer. Congratulations. You have to sit out the next question. S&C in Virginia with the second place point. You can play on.
Very good.
Very good.
Although I don't know who won that, but I hope they don't have practical experience with uric acid because it's no fun.
It really. What have you found relieves the pain the most reliably? I always heard cranberries.
Oh, nothing relieves the pain once you get the pain. Once you get an attack, you can try to knock it out and dissolve it, but really does it. I mean, I take prednisone. I get an attack, and it does knock it out pretty soon. But there are drugs you can take all the time to keep from getting an attack. But I've never been able to be successful with that. So,
Hmm.
but it's just there.
It's very
It's just your
debilitating.
body.
I actually
Your
had an
body.
attack once.
Yeah, it's amazing. You only had one. Usually, once you start getting them, you have them. I've had
Uh,
them since I was 29.
oh wow!
Yeah, played.
Knocking on wood.
Yeah, yeah. I've got
29.
scars of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had it a long time. My students can remember days where I was sitting in a chair and had a pillow on another chair. My toe propped up because a lot of times it hits your big toe. You can hardly walk. It's
Mm-hmm.
rough.
Yeah.
This one was
Andy says
had last week.
they call it the king's disease.
Yeah, it's associated with rich foods and alcohol. A lot of times it's associated with seafood. And my theory is that seafood or alcohol, well, alcohol is bad for it, period. But I think some things just tip it over the straw that broke the camel's back. Like we might have shrimp and that, then you have an attack. Well, it wasn't the shrimp that caused the whole thing. It had been building up
Mm-hmm.
over a period of time. And the shrimp might have just uh, started it going. And once it starts settling in as a crystal, then other molecules just come by and attach to it. So you can get pretty big. You can see
That is so
those right
wild.
there. That is, those are crystals of uric acid. If I cut that open, I could take little rocks out. That's what they look like.
Do it. Do it.
So,
I need views.
toes didn't want me to do it to my toes. My toes have these big deposits of uric acid on the side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Get away from pain.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. And I always thought this is weird to me. I think it was 1955 in Japan. There there were always four basic taste buds, taste senses. And then they added this fifth one,
Mm.
and savory. I don't really know what I don't know what it means. But the question is, what's the name of the fifth basic sense that we have for taste?
Name of the fifth basic taste. Yeah, people were on top of this one before you even got the question out. The answers were coming in. A lot of umami.
Yep.
That's the right answer. Umami is the right answer. And let's see, that's John Dodson with the first right answer. 2 points to you. Sit out the next question. And Ganjo with the second place point. You can play on. Way to go. Way to get on the board.
Right.
This is a nice,
Of course,
nice close race here.
umami is the plural. The singular is your mama. Just made that up. I'm
What
sorry.
what are the other four? There's sour, sweet.
Sour, sweet, bitter, salt. Interesting.
Yeah.
Just wonder what other animals, if they have different ones. But soy sauce and MSG are supposed to have taste of umami, but I'm still not sure what umami tastes like.
Right.
Number 5. Some squirrels are born with white hair. Others are born as albinos. Can you tell the difference?
Oh, is this a yes or no question?
Huh.
Wait,
How
say
can you
again.
tell the difference?
How can you tell the difference?
Yeah. How do you know if it's just a white squirrel or an albino squirrel?
Ah. How can you tell the difference between an albino squirrel and just a white squirrel?
I like that question.
Yeah. By the way, Squigs highly recommends Trader Joe's Umami Spice. They have a spice called Umami. Highly recommends
Oh,
it. A
all
lot of
right.
times
I've never
I'll
never been
achieve
in.
umami with anchovies sometimes in a pasta sauce. Just gives it that earthy, brings in a depth to the flavor. Some
Saying
anchovies.
anchovies have a strong umami taste.
I think so. I
Okay.
think I'm right about that. All right, so we're getting eye color.
Wow. Why couldn't they be more specific?
Okay, I'm going to say wrong answer.
What?
Pink eyes.
Pink eyes is what I thought would be correct
Pink
answer.
eyes. So that's going to be. Would you take red eyes?
Yeah.
Ganjo with the first right answer. Red eyes. And let's see. S&C in Virginia with the second place point. Congratulations. Look how close this
And
game is.
I think we ought to give 1 point to a person who said the eyes originally. With that, can we do that?
Just the first straight up eyes would
Yeah.
be Stephen Fisher.
Let's give him a point.
Let's give him a point.
He needs to get on the board. All right.
Yes, sir. Still trying to figure out why this reverb is on the.
I don't hear anything. What do that? Who hears it? Just you?
Oh, they hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a crossword puzzle word. I think it was off today's crossword puzzle. 5 letters.
5 letters.
1836. Adult site.
Whoa. Say it again. 1836 adult site.
Battle site. Place where a battle took place.
Oh, 1836 battle site. 5 letters. Oh, I fixed it.
All right, good.
Alamo.
Correct.
Bam. That's the right answer out of the gate. Andy Gadio with the first right answer. 2 points. You have to sit out the next question. Stephen Fisher with the second place point. Congratulations.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, number 7. This was off my crossword puzzle. This is a word I'd never heard before. The clue was lisp. Lisp.
Lisp.
Lisp. And I looked up the definition for this word. It means to utter the hissing sound. What is the word? A verb.
How many letters?
3, 6, 8 letters.
So the clue was lisp. It's 8 letters. And it means what?
To utter with a hissing sound.
To utter with a hissing sound.
Which I guess a lisp is. But there you go.
So lisp was all the clue they gave you?
Actually, it was the other way around. The answer that I'm asking for was the clue. And this was the answer. So I had never heard of the word. That's why it's a question tonight.
I'm going to let a couple more guesses come in here before I read them.
It's a good idea. You never do that enough.
Yeah, I try. I always try to go for wrong answers first, but a lot of times I'm wrong about that because I don't know the answer. Sibilant.
Sibilant is correct.
Bam. Carl Mead with the first right answer. 2 points to you. And Squigs with the second place point. Sibilant. Sibilance.
Yeah.
That's almost one of those words that sounds like what it is.
Exactly.
Sibilance.
I'd like to know the derivation of it. Need Daniel.
There's special plugins and stuff in recording music that's all designed to deal with sibilance, because when a singer sings, all those S's cut through like louder than everything else. So you need special tools to get rid of that. A lot of times you'll see people when singing in professional studios, they have a big thing in front of the microphone that's all about catching those sibilant sounds before they hit the microphone. Windscreens.
Wow. I like that. I didn't know that.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I had to spend hours going through and just cutting down all my S's through the last record I made. Spent hours just dealing with S sounds. And I didn't even notice it, but when I had a studio friend on the show to give me some mix notes, he was hearing S's all over the place, because once you're trained to hear it, or you just, it's one of those things. Once you're looking for it, they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. I have very poor hearing, and I always think sometimes that's a gift, because I don't hear a lot of stuff that bothers musicians.
Right. Right. All right. What question we on?
Speaking of utter with a hissing sound, the number 8, I think we're on number 8. I'm staying on course here. Tell me the name of a famous early country singer who was famous for a lot of things, but one thing he was famous for was when he talked, he stuttered, but when he sang, he didn't.
So there's a famous country singer who, one of the things he was famous for was his stutter when he spoke. But when he sang, it was just as clear as a bell.
Never a stutter. Explain that.
Who are we talking about? Yeah, it is so interesting.
It comes from a different part of your brain.
I'm seeing Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis is the person I was thinking of.
That's the right answer. Congratulations, Stephen Fisher, for the first right answer. Way to go. And Squigs with the second place point.
Yeah, I knew Stephen Fisher was a big old Mel Tillis fan.
Just can't get enough. What was his hit?
He didn't have anyone Well, I listened to one today. Uh, I can't think of the name of it, but he's in the Hall of Fame at Nashville, the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So he had some big hits back in the '60s and '50s.
Squigs wants
Nice
to
guy.
know if he was an auctioneer.
I don't know. He might have been.
Was he on Hee Haw?
Not regularly. Yeah, he's got a beautiful voice, especially for a country singer.
That is fascinating, though, how you could have a stutter when you're talking, but when you sing, you just start singing everything you said.
Yeah, stuttering is definitely just a part of your brain. I think I heard the other day that Joe Biden used to stutter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's interesting.
Yeah, if I was Mel, I would just start singing everything I said. If I was at a restaurant, I'd be like, I'd like the lobster bisque and the side of potatoes.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have too many friends, but it'd be all right.
Oh, God, here he comes.
Oh gosh, I don't know which is worse, singing or the stutter.
Is this the...
Number 9.
Hey, Catherine, could you
Ready?
lower the scoreboard down a little bit so I can see the top there? Thank you. Yep, number 9.
All right. Come back to the '60s, which you deal when you're dealing with me. The group had hits like Sherry and Ragdoll.
Cherry?
Sherry,
Sherry.
yes.
What group had hits
Lisbeth.
such as Sherry and Ragdoll? Oh, Walking Trout Farm just chimed in to say that he just checked and there is a package in Virginia almost to your house that has some peach habanero in it.
Well, thank you so much. That's great.
It's out for
Really,
delivery, they say. It
uh,
might be on your doorstep right as we speak.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
So the Four Seasons,
That's correct.
right answer. That's Carl Mead, CB Mead, with the first right answer, and John Dotson with the second place points.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that's always sort of interested me is how so many people sang back then with that falsetto, and nobody does it anymore. I can't do it, but
Yeah.
that was a pretty common thing from the Bee Gees to the Four Seasons. The high male falsetto, you almost never hear it, and it was like a time and place.
Yeah, you're right. That's interesting. I heard it today I was on, what do you call it thing that you look up everything?
Google?
Yeah, I was Googling something else. I was Googling Mel Tillis. Then other stuff keeps showing up. They showed these 5 Navy guys. It was a naval performance, and they were doing the songs from the play. The Jersey Boys. That's based on the Four Seasons
Yes,
songs and stuff. And they were amazing. All of them could do that falsetto, and it was just beautiful, just beautiful.
Aaron
I
Neville
couldn't
had it.
believe how. Oh my God! Yes.
That was probably the last
He,
popular version of that was in the 80s and 90s so that's a more modern version of the falsetto voice, but it really it's a very rare thing. But there for a
yeah,
while it was a whole genre in and of itself, almost a whole singing
yeah.
style.
Yeah, they could reach a level of sound that even most women couldn't do.
Right.
It was just interesting.
According to the chat, that Jersey Boys is worth watching.
I bet it is. I mean, I loved every song they did. Okay, number 10.
Here we go.
I want a first and a last name.
First and last name.
Who invented the sewing machine?
Ooh. Who invented the sewing machine? I got a whole sewing section down here in the basement now from getting Nana's sewing machine. I still have to learn how to work it.
Have anybody that can teach you?
YouTube. Oh, Ganjo pointed out Gnarls Barkley. That is a more recent, awesome falsetto voice.
Uh-huh.
Rob Tobin guesses falsetto singer. Says he's Italian. Adam singer.
Oh, that was Adam Sandler.
How about Cyrus McCormick?
No, that's a great guess.
A couple people guessed that.
It's a cotton gin, I believe.
David Sewing.
No.
Bobbin Threads.
I don't think anybody's Googling tonight.
Yeah,
that's great.
it seems like it is great. How about Elias Howe?
No.
All right, Barthélemy Thimonier.
No.
Walter Hunt.
No.
Andy's saying he Googled it.
So, we understand that you can be correct but not be right.
Right. This is okay. Google it.
It's whatever I saw. I looked it up.
CB Mead is squirming because he's the only one that knows the right answer, but he got the last question right, so he can't. He's sworn to silence. He can't let it out.
Ask him if he Googled. Did he Google that? Because if he actually knew that, that's weird.
How about Charles Weinschel?
No. I'm sure he did, but that's not what we're counting.
Thomas Saint.
Golly, yeah, this is weird. And the reason I made to do the first name is because the second name is so obvious.
Got a few Thomas Saints coming in. So it
That
wasn't.
he did.
So it's we definitely haven't said it yet. It wasn't all right, let's see it. Betsy Singer.
Not Betsy.
Isaac
Betsy.
Singer.
Isaac Singer.
All right. Whew. Man. There was There was quite a few Bartholomew's or something in there. I wonder what that person did. Okay, so Isaac Singer was the right answer. So that John Dotson with the first right answer, as far as I can tell. Going back, making sure. I want to know
Somebody
who.
said Singer earlier. It wasn't Isaac.
Right. I want to know who all these other people are now. Who is this?
Yeah. Well, they probably
This
invented
Thomas
some type
Saint.
of. Yeah, he probably invented a different type of sewing machine. And this was a book that I got it from, was for middle school kids. So maybe they were just making it easy for them. Everybody knows about Singer sewing machines.
So we're gonna have. Yeah, that's the kind I got. That's the kind that's over there. And Phoebe, my mother-in-law, she's a great sewer. I sent her a picture of Nana's sewing machine, and she was like, "Oh, that's a good one. That's a workhorse. You could do leather with that thing." It looks like S&C in Virginia will be getting the second place point. Stephen Fisher, you were close, but autocorrect I think was your enemy in this round, and there you have it. So after one round, we have. Let's take a closer look at the scoreboard. Look at this. Right now, we have a two-way tie for first place between Carl and John, but right on their heels. Ganjo with 5 points. Andy has 4 points. Cousin Eric has 4 points. Right behind him is Squigs with 3. Andy has 4 points. S&C has 3 points. This is still anybody's game, folks. Very exciting. We'll be back in 2 minutes. First, I want you to know about this Friday night. The Whole Other has a fun theme. We're going to be doing a magic theme this Friday night at 11:30. It's always fun when we really commit to a theme. It's always fun every Friday. It's an extraordinary exploration of music, but this theme is going to be extra fun. Magic. The theme will be magic. I got the magic bug. It has bitten me big time again. I'm in deep. And this young man will be making a special appearance while we're rocking out our music. The amazing Theo Dini will be performing some magic in the Discord for you. It's going to be a really fun night. This Friday night, 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast. I can say about creativity.
There are certain conditions which do make it more likely that you'll get into the open mode and that something creative will occur.
Friday night, 11:30 East Coast time. All right, round number 2. This will be 6 questions. Each is worth 3 points each, and we still award a second place point. And so this will be a chance for those of you behind to get ahead.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. Number 1. It's a fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank.
Let's see. I need to give a clue to this. We're talking about a plant here. The ancient Egyptians, but blank kept evil spirits away. They made an oath. They put one hand on a blank.
Wow. So the ancient Egyptians thought blank would make evil spirits go away, and when they took an oath, they put their hand on blank. Did I get that right?
Yep. Same answer for both blanks, obviously.
How about garlic?
Close.
Eucalyptus.
No.
Willow.
No.
Sage.
No.
Onion.
Onion. Correct.
Whoa! I wouldn't have guessed that. Onion is the right answer. Steve, Cousin Eric, on the board with the first right answer. 3 points to you. Cousin Eric, Stephen Fisher, and second place point awarded to Ganjo. So, Ganjo, you can play on. Cousin Eric, you have to sit out the next question. Onion, huh?
I guess they know if you don't know anything else, and it's my question, onion, because I'm a big onion guy.
That's right. If you know Dad, you know it's bound to be onion. Well,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about onions. I even have more respect for them now.
right. You didn't understand the historical, mystical implications that you're really dealing with some magic there.
Well, yeah, I will say there have been no evil spirits in my kitchen for about a month. I've been exploring the onion's taste.
You know, we've discovered the beauty and the power of the purple onion here lately.
Really? In what context?
Kether was getting them for her salmon cream cheese on a bagel, and it's just the purple onion is special. It's better than just onion for that particular sandwich. I don't know why. I can't.
Well, it
explain
has a different taste. Yeah, I mean, there's sweet onions like the Vidalias. The sweet overwhelms a lot of their other flavors, so it makes sense that you wouldn't want that all the time.
I was a doubter that there was any significant difference until I took a bite, and I was like, "Oh, you were right about this purple onion."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm reading it. I'm ready for number 2.
Let's do it.
I think I might have asked this before. It doesn't matter, but now that I read it, it looks like I've read it before.
We'll see if they were paying attention.
Potato is native to what country?
Potato is native to what country?
Do you recognize it?
It rings a bell, but it does ring a bell.
Do you know the answer?
But I don't know the answer. Is the answer Ireland?
No, that's what I would have thought.
That's what I would have guessed. Exactly. How about Peru?
Peru is correct.
All right. Ganjo with the first right answer. Peru. Carl Mead with the second place point. Carl, you can play on. Ganjo, you set out the next question. And did he ask this before? It does ring a bell.
Does Ganjo remember it from before, or he already know that?
He says he's been there, so he has firsthand knowledge of it. He says they have like 1,000 different kinds.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that Ireland is so famous for the potatoes, and it had to come all the way across the ocean before they could have had one. So that tradition of Irish potatoes wasn't very old.
Right.
If you think about it.
It would have to be after ships, huh?
Yeah, exactly. After the Spanish had been there.
Interesting.
It is an interesting story.
Carl says, and yes, you did use that question before.
Thank you, Carl. At least I remembered it, but not this morning when I made it.
Joe says he feels like maybe he was your source for that bit of information.
No, I got it out of a book. I thought it was weird. But Joe's weird, so there's that. The small intestine is about how many feet long?
The small intestine is about how many feet long? Rob says Ireland is actually famous for no potatoes. I see several 20s popping up. 20 feet long.
Correct.
Wow, they knew that. Andy Gadiel on the board. 3 points to you for the first right answer. Stephen Fisher with the second place point.
It amazes me that those people are able to count how they were able to measure their intestine like that. I don't know how they did that.
Well, they swallowed a tape measure, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got you.
Swallow the tape measure, swallow a magic marker, and then eat a
Let's see how
potato.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do it by measuring. You knew how fast things went through. You could see how long it takes.
You just time it.
Yeah,
if
you
you,
do
if
a
you know the miles
timer.
per hour, it's easy
Yeah.
math.
Yeah.
Mark
must
Shue
be what
says
they've
my
all
small
done.
intestine is 44 feet long, so. But he's special.
He's a bragger.
Yeah.
Well, my small intestines have been able to change solid into liquid for the last few days, so I haven't been too impressed with my intestine lately. All right, this is number 5, right?
Yes, sir. Well, according to the scoreboard, it's 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'm looking for the name of a singer-songwriter. And I'll start off with this quote from one of my favorite songs. It says, "My friends are getting older, so I guess I must be too. Without their loving kindness, I don't know what I'd do."
It's such a beautiful song and a perfect one for right now.
There's also lines in there about catching a fish, cleaning up that dirty river. So,
Name the singer-songwriter. My friends are getting older, so I guess I must be too.
Without their loving kindness. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs.
Looks like the right answer. I was going to bide for time while people Googled it, but people knew right out of the gate Greg Brown.
Very good.
I even knew that one.
You're supposed to know that.
We're a cross between our parents and hippies in a tent.
Yes. What a great line that is.
The song is Spring Wind. Spring wind blew my list of things to do away.
That's the song of the day.
That is a beautiful song.
You need to hear it before you go to bed tonight.
John Dotson with the first place points. Congratulations. 3 to you. And Ganjo, yes, with the second place point.
Good for you. Good job,
I'm putting my
John.
shoulder to the wheel because I want to catch some fish.
There you go.
There's so many good lines in that.
That's a great song. And it's perfect for today when we had a beautiful spring day for the first one in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're
Number
moving
5.
on. Let's see. Ooh. Love calls like a wild bird.
It's another day. Spring wind blew my list of things to do away.
Away. Very good. Anteaters, dogs, and chameleons use blank to catch prey.
What was the first thing you said?
Anteaters.
Anteaters?
Anteaters. mammal.
And what were the other things?
Dogs and chameleons.
All use what to catch their prey? Oh, that looks like the right answer. Their tongue.
Correct.
Oh yeah, Ganjo with the first place points, and S&C in Virginia with the second place point. Joe, you have to sit out the next question. S&C you can play on. And the last question for round 2. Well, this is a heck of a match. Look at that. Joe's got a pretty good lead. Look at him go.
Joe's having a good night. Right, last question. And you got to spell it right.
Got to spell it right. Watch your autocorrect.
What do we call a baby swan?
What do we call a baby swan? A cygnet.
That is correct.
Whoa. Again, I thought I was picking the wrong answer. I thought gosling that came through was the right answer. But no, cygnet. What's a gosling?
A goose.
Ah, of course. Of course. So a baby swan
goose
is a cygnet.
How do they spell it?
Cygnet.
Correct.
Carl Mead with the first right answer. John Dodson with the second place point. Way to go. So at the end of round 2, look at this. Joe with 13, Carl with 10, John with 10, Andy with 7, Cousin Eric with 8. It's still anybody's game, though, the last round being worth 16 points total. So someone could come in the game right now and steal this lead from Joe by getting the next 4 questions right. You do not have to sit out the next question if you get one of these right. So it's still anybody's game. 4 questions worth 4 points each. And should we dive right in?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Number 1.
Number 1.
Thailand used to be called what?
Highland used to be called what? Siam.
Yes, you are.
Is that why you asked that question?
No, I just thought it up. I'm not that corny.
I was going to be impressed. Well, it looks like Ganjo, solidifying his lead with the right answer. That's 4 points to Ganjo. What is, and Carl Mead, we're going to go ahead and do second place points in the last round. That's a new innovation to the show. We talked about it beforehand. I'm in favor. And so Carl Mead with a second place point. Where is this now? Siam?
Thailand. It's eastern country. I've never been there. Joe's been there. That's how.
Because when you said Highland, I was thinking of Scotland.
No, it's Thailand. Thai.
Oh, is that what you said the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised they got it right because I said Highland.
Yeah. Well,
people are seeing through it. Nobody's listening to me.
They're reading my page.
Yeah, they got you.
Number 2.
Number 2.
What does the prefix Milla, M-I-L-L-I, mean?
M or N?
M.
What does the prefix Milla mean? Milli. 1,000.
No. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
1,000.
That's not right. Yeah.
There's a lot of thousands coming in.
Do they have the TH on the end?
Just 1,000.
They have 1,000. That's wrong.
How about million?
No.
Now there's some THs coming in. Thousandth.
That's correct.
Why wouldn't 1,000 be right if thousandth is?
There's a big difference between, would you rather have 1,000 times a dollar or 1,000th of a dollar?
Okay, that's a good point. So it looks like S&C in Virginia with the first right answer. Way to go. Keep Joe from sealing the deal here. But Ganjo does get the second place point.
Yeah, he's on a roll tonight.
He's really on it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 1,000 is kilo. So if you've got a kiloliter, you got 1,000 liters. But if you've got a milliliter, you have 1,000th of a liter.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes, it does.
When you put it in terms I can understand, talking about the money, I was right there with you.
Yeah, that's how us Moors roll.
Yeah, I know all about this thousandth of a dollar. I think it's how much my new record's earned so far on Spotify.
I love it.
And that's all thanks to Carl Mead playing it on repeat. Thank you, Carl. I'll take you out for a sip of something some night.
All right, number 3.
Here we go, number 3.
This happened today. I was on that Google thing again. The thing came up and it said, talking about the album that had a tremendous effect on Jerry Garcia. And I started thinking about, he thought it was, life changing. And I felt the same way when I first heard it. I remember when I brought it home and put it on the record player, just couldn't believe it. Every single song was like something from another planet. And I thought it was just the most amazing stuff. So it was interesting that Jerry Garcia felt the same way. I didn't think Jerry and I really, he's more of a musician guy than I am. The question is, it was a Bob Dylan album. What was the name of it?
What was the name of the Bob Dylan record that inspired Jerry Garcia? Did I say that right?
It's an album, yeah. Not just a song, but the album. We got a different sound.
Yeah, I just started a music box. Kind of Blue.
No.
I never even heard of that.
We'll need to get an explanation for that one.
How about, yeah, two different people guessed Kind of Blue. I don't even know if that's the name of a Bob Dylan record.
I don't either.
Whoa!
I don't know it.
Now Cousin Eric said the same thing. Where is it? I gotta go. Apparently, there's a Bob Dylan record I haven't heard yet. How about Bringing It All Back Home?
That'll work.
What a great album! But so far, only one person said it. So now it's just a race to see who can type it in first to get that second place point. Andy Gadiel with the right answer, bringing it all back home. He says he read the same article. There you go. Oh, wait. No. Carl Mead with the second place point, bringing it all back home. Just edging out Ganjo, who's trying to solidify his lead. We're one question away from the finish line. Can anybody catch Joe? That's the question now. The only people qualified, only people that can answer the final question is anybody that could possibly win. Joe has 18 points total. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody can catch him.
Should we go for a second place?
What do you think, Walking Trout Farm? Can I offer a second place prize for this final question here? I think I've been given permission to do that. But let's just go ahead and say, before we get to this question, we have a winner, folks. I don't know if this has ever happened.
He was rolling from the get-go.
Where someone has just run away with it so far, so fast that we didn't even have to worry about the final question. But all right, we got the go-ahead from Walking Trout Farm to award a free bottle of Taos Hum Hot Sauce to the second place winner. So I guess, Joe, you can just sit back and start letting your mouth water as you think about which flavor of hot sauces you're going to order from Walking Trout Farm, Taos Hum. 2 bottles coming your way. What are you going to get? What are you going to get? But for second place here, we have several people who could take this. Carl, you're in it. Looks like John, you're in it. And Andy, you're in it. Essence C, yeah, you could tie it up. Let's see what happens. Joe, you just sit back and let your mouth water. Everybody else that's on the board here, you pretty much could get this second place with the final question. Okay, we're ready, Dad.
All right, the last question. This is, well, let me talk about this for a second. I put a picture of myself. I was 2 years old on Facebook.
What a great picture.
I thought it was funny. And a couple people referred to something about me. And growing up, I was actually, people would say it in a derogatory manner to hurt my feelings. I was very sensitive. But it was the name that they would call me in class when I was in the second grade, and was based on a movie that came out in 1941. Without telling you what was in the picture that they were referring to about me, what was the name of my nickname until I was 9 years old, and I killed that guy. And they stopped doing it. Actually, the story, yeah, go ahead.
No. What was the story?
Well, the story is that my parents gave me a cosmetic operation to change it.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
No, I'm not sure I did know that.
Yeah.
You were getting teased that hard that you had corrective surgery to fix it?
I think they just were worried that I was going to float away one day. I don't think I ever told them I was getting.
What was Dad's nickname from second grade till he was 9 years old before he had surgery to correct the condition? How about a blockhead?
Well, blockhead, no, that's a good answer because I did say that on Facebook. I did have a blockhead, which was very obvious, but that's not the one I'm looking at.
How about Dumbo?
There you go. Yeah, I was
That-
Dumbo.
That is the right answer. The first person to get the right answer was John Dodson. Now, was that enough for him to? Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Yes, it was. It was enough for him to take the second place victory. A free bottle of Taos Hum Hot Sauce. Pick your poison. And we have another winner. It's so fun.
Good job, John. Yeah, they called me Dumbo.
I'm
Of
sorry
course,
about
the movie was great, and Dumbo just doesn't sound good. Here's two more questions I was going to ask. It's for fun, see if anybody knows them. In the movie, he had one friend almost the whole movie. What was the friend he had, and what was his name?
Wait, say that again.
What was Dumbo's only friend in the movie for most of the movie? He only had one friend he talked to. What was it, and what was his name?
Ganjo's saying it was a mouse,
That's correct.
which is perfect. Aaron says it was probably a mouse. Yeah, congratulations, John, and congratulations, Joe. Way to play.
Good job. Yeah, very good. Well
Fun.
played.
Timothy Q. Mouse.
Yeah, I didn't see the Q mouse, but I believe him.
Was it Timothy?
Yeah, it was Timothy. Here's another trivia for you. What was Dumbo's real name?
Oh, he had a real name?
Yep.
What was Dumbo's real name?
So did I, by the way.
So what was what did they do to you to fix that?
Well, it's really interesting because my ears stuck straight out. Of course, I was worried genetically that, I didn't want to pass that on. So when each of you boys was born, the first thing I did was check your ears. And no one had those Dumbo ears, but my ears just stuck straight out. You can see it in that picture.
I'm actually I'm going to your Facebook page now so I can show everybody the picture that we're talking about.
Several people commented on and one of them actually called me Dumbo, and I think that was the same guy that did it when he was older than me, and I think he was in the 4th grade and I was in the 2nd. There he is. Yeah, if that doesn't make you laugh, I don't know what will. Or cry. It might.
Carl says
Yeah.
his name was Stephen Moore. In terms of your question, what Dumbo's real name was.
I like it. Yeah, that's very true. No, I'll forget if I don't say it. It was Jumbo Jr. His daddy was Jumbo.
Oh, Jumbo.
Yeah, Jumbo, and they called him Dumbo.
Uh-huh.
So I had these ears that were sticking straight out, and my parents, I don't remember ever being consulted, but my parents had an operation, and they literally took me in, and they pinned my ears back. So these ears aren't normal. They're I cannot give anybody a hard time about having cosmetic surgery because I had it when I was 9. Because the only reason they did it was so I'd look better, I guess, or I could get my hat
Wow.
on. But so I went from being Dumbo to Mr. Spock. When they pinned them back, they have a little point on them. So
That didn't have anything to
yeah,
do with the ear condition that kept you from Vietnam, did it?
I don't know. That was I had a lot of illnesses when I was a little kid, probably because I was being verbally abused at school. I was sick a lot. I had a lot of viruses,
Right.
and one of them, well, I don't know which one, but had a hole in my eardrum. So in my left ear. So when in '66, when I got out of school, I went and had a physical, and I passed, and I was ready to go. But then I got a 2S deferment. But then in 1970, the 2S was gone, and they drafted me. And I went and I was going. I didn't go to Canada. I was going to go. I would not have made it in the military. I would have, I'm not, I just don't think I would have made it. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, I was going to give it a shot to do my duty to the country. I got down to Roanoke, and the difference was they had civilian doctors. They didn't have military doctors. Vietnam was winding down by then, so they didn't really need me that badly. So the same condition that I passed 4 years before, I failed. I came back on the bus that night to my wife's chagrin. She thought she was going to be free for 2 years.
Wow. Catherine just came down to let us
So
know
that
that
was,
her computer died. So that's why her screen's
oh
frozen over
no.
there. But luckily we made it to the end of the game before that happened. Thank you so much.
I had so much fun tonight. The chats were fun. The questions were awesome.
I don't know if you heard her, but she says to
Oh,
tell you that she had so much fun tonight, that the chats were amazing and the questions were awesome.
oh, thank you, Catherine. It was a fun night. Yeah.
So before I let you go, I want to hear a little bit more about this pinning of your ears situation. Where were they pinned, and how long did that? What else you got
Oh,
on?
I got a great story about that too. Because it's all about, how you're treated as a child and how you react to stuff. And, children are very sensitive and you don't even know a lot of times. But that summer, I was 8 years old, and I'd never played baseball except in my neighborhood. Uh, and so I'd played with my friends and went down there to try. And I was 8 years old. We were trying out for the team. So that was the summer I had my ears pinned back. So now I was out of the hospital. I was wearing a turban around my head there. I was wearing this bandage that went all the way around my head a couple times. So I went from being Dumbo to being an Arab. Uh, and nobody would sit with me, and I didn't know anybody. And I'm down there with all these kids I've never seen before. And it was the funniest thing because they literally had tryouts for 8-year-olds, and these 10-year-old superstars were picking their teams based on watching you play. And the kids would get up and they'd swing and they'd hit one now and the other. And I got up and I hit every ball to the outfield. I just, I'd played so much. I didn't know I was any good. It turns out I was better than anybody there just because I'd played so much. And so as soon as the big superstar got a pick, he got the first pick and he picked me, and it changed everything. All of a sudden, everybody liked me.
That's a great
So
story.
I thought that was fascinating. From Dumbo to
Jumbo.
I don't know what, I don't even, they didn't even call me anything to my face. They just ignored me. So they were kind of afraid of me. They thought I think they were afraid they might hurt me. But, came out of it in me. That that's about it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. But it's interesting how things like that very formative and make you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The sensitivity of people, and you don't even realize you're just kidding around, but it's hurting people a lot sometimes.
No,
That's
it's
why I've
very
never
true.
tried to do that. If I ever insult you, I mean it.
Right. And it is incredibly powerful how little things from your childhood can follow you, can shape who you become, and follow you all the way through life.
There's no doubt about it. It is just amazing. The way you approach sex to every different people and how you treat women and things like that. You pick up when you're very small.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all
No,
I've got.
now I'm hearing the Crosby, Stills, and Nash Young song, "Teach your children, teach them well."
Exactly. Exactly. That's a powerful statement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, thank you so much for
And
doing this. It was a wonderful night.
yeah.
Two first-time
Well, thank you. I had
Oh, wait.
fun, and
Cather's pointing out that tonight we had 2 first-time winners.
Joe and John, I don't think have won.
John's never won?
I don't think so.
He's come awful close several times. Is that your first win, John? That's wonderful.
I thought he'd won before too.
He's come
That
really
is
close.
great.
2
It's great. It was a
first-time
good.
winners. Yeah,
It was a good game. I liked it. Yeah. All
absolutely
right.
wonderful.
Well, thank you for watching it and playing and making it fun.
Thank you,
I'm
everybody
excited.
out there. Thank you, Kethra. Thank you, Dad. And thank you, Taos Hum Hot Sauce, Walking Trout Farm. Just thanks
Good
all
night.
around. Really, really
Yeah.
fun night.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully. Take care.
Wonderful. Good night, everybody. And like that, he was gone. See you next time. Okay, Google it. I'll see you later tonight. For those out there that tuned in last night, you know that I'm working on this show for a retirement home up in New Hampshire. And last night we went through some of the songs they requested, and I practiced. It was like a dress rehearsal. Tonight I'm going to try to swing through, connect with the ball, and get this show done for them up there. So tune in tonight to help me figure it out and have some fun with it. And see you later tonight. Don't forget Friday night, Friday. The whole other magic theme, 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast. It's going to be a really, really special night. And yeah, I think that's all I got. And like that, they were gone.
So he sat on the park bench, started singing a song, and the passers-by, man, it was catching on. Now he's leading the cavalcade all the way home.